Om Gurubhyom Namah. In Shraddhatraya Vibhagam of 17th chapter, the starting point, Arjuna asks, some devotees are having Shraddha on gods and the work, but they don't follow the Shastra. Then what will happen to them? Then Krishna very interestingly answers, there are three types of Shraddhas: rajasik, sattvic, tamasic. And Krishna covers all these aspects in 6 slokas. One is about the tapas by body, tapas by speech, tapas by mind. This I have covered earlier. Then all these things are also can be classified under these 3 types of Shraddhas. This tamasic, rajasik, sattvic. Krishna says, Shraddhamayo ham purushaha. A man is a embodiment of Shraddha. A man cannot be without any Shraddha. Everybody either is sattvic or rajasik or tamasic. It cannot be otherwise. Then in the 17th chapter, 17th sloka, he talks about the Shraddha, sattvic Shraddha. Shraddhayam paraya taptam tapastha trividham narai afala kanshi bhiryuktai sattvikam pari uchyate. I will put it diagrammatically to make the point clear. This sattvic Shraddha, it is one-pointed nature will come by this. Second is, it is actually meant for working sincerely, not to bother about the results. Results are generally good for all. Then rajasik is to get fame, respect, and they are all show masters mostly. Result is fickle in nature. That means you may not get the results always, or even if it comes, it is small. Sometimes even it is destructive also. Tamasic, doing aimlessly, creates hurdles to others and to himself, double work and no result at all. So, working sin, if now we concentrate on sattvic, not one-pointedness means, why one-pointedness? You take the case of a good doctor. When he is performing an operation, he is not bothered about the patient is rich, patient is of this caste or this Indian or otherwise. He is not bothered. When he is concentrating, the one-pointed concentration is there in that particular one. Same in the case, a person who is doing research work, he is concentrating on that particular one. So, or for that matter, if a mother is cooking the food, it is one-pointedly she will be cooking. There is no feeling for her to get any buttering son or husband. She is doing in a Shraddha, in a sattvic way. So that is one thing. She is not bothered about the results. What will happen if I am doing for a boss, I will be worried. If the preparation is not okay, the boss may not be happy and he may do something to me. But when I am doing to my family members, that unnecessary fear will not be there at all. The result is good because you are working, you are cooking, you are doing the work for work's sake only, without any tension. It is good for you, and also naturally the work will be better and it is good to all. That is how the sattvic in nature. This sattvic is a higher level of performance. I can only give an example. Mother only can do in the sattvic way. A good doctor will be doing. A good saints are all good only. A good politician is a rare commodity. But there are some good politicians also, like Lal Bahadur Shastri. They kind of people are there. Sattvic in nature, in that body, mind, and talk also it will be reflected. The body means, I will give an example. A patient is there. He has to be lifted so softly. He has to be lifted with all one-pointed concentration. If he has got a broken limb, so it should not be further spoiled. So softly one should do it with one point concentration. Then it will be better. Sincerely how to do it. The same thing Then everyone should aim at sattvic only. Then what will happen to the rajasik? Rajasik, the slokam says like this: Satkaraha, Manaha, Pujardham, Tapo, Dambhena, Chaivayat, Kriyato, Diha Proktam, Rajasham, Chalam, Adruvam. Here, very interestingly, Satkaram for getting name, Manam for respect, for Pujardham to be worshipped, Dambhena to show off, Chaivam Yat, Kriyate, they are doing the work. Such kind of things is known as Rajasam. This is Chalam. Krishna says Chalam means the honor you are going to get, the respect you are going to get is not permanent. It keeps on changing. Today people respect you, tomorrow they laugh at you. So there is no point on that kind of thing. Adruvam, it is not permanent. That is also thing. Then how, for example, a subordinate may work, the body, Shradda will talk, works sincerely in the house of the boss to butter him so that he will help in the promotion. And the boss may be transferred and he may or may not do the help to him in the promotion. There is no guarantee that results will come when you are doing rajasic way of doing things. Then you talk about the speech. Suppose you are buttering your boss so much, you are great sir, you are helping, you are capable of going to the higher level, because of you only the office is running. You may be buttering him in many ways, but there is result may not be assured. Result is not assured. Boss may be transferred or boss may not bother about your thing also. So rajasic means you are doing things not for a good self, good for doing for a good. You are doing it for getting a particular result for yourself only. There is an agitation in you. You want to get some favor from him and you are buttering. So it may or may not work, rajasic. It may end up with frustration to you. And same is the case. Suppose you are lifting a patient. If your boss, you will lift him carefully because he will be remembering and trying to do that. You are helping him with a expectation of the reward. That is not the best one. That is not the best one. Or you are performing an operation for an MP, because he is a very rich man, you expect something, so you will be over cautiously, respectedly, with all extra precautions. You will be talking to him, sir, I will be giving you the best treatment, this is the best possible, all kind of things you may be doing it only to butter. So this is rajasic in nature. Rajasic in nature. If a teacher goes on telling the parent of a student, I have given the best possible information to your son only to get some money from the parent, that is not the way at all. When you are a teacher, you do your duty sincerely without any expectation. That is required. It will come in a natural way, but don't go out of the way to get a result. That is the position. Then in the mind also, I didn't tell you about the mind of a sattvic and rajasic. In the mind, if a boss is coming to your house, or normally you will treat him respectfully, but you, with a lot of expectation, you try to do, a lot of agitation is there in your mind. That becomes rajasic. It is nothing wrong in meeting a relative or a friend or somebody to your house, but that is a sattvic way, okay. But rajasic way, it is not conducive to your health also. And that means in short, with a lot of expectation you do and things do not work, you will be frustrated. That is the point. Then comes 19th sloka. It talks about the tamasic Shradda. Moodagrahi atman yat pedaya kriyate tapaha parasyotsādanārdham va tat tamasa mudahrutam. What does it mean? Not following Shastra and stubborn in mind and doing actions that trouble his body and others. And sometimes only with a view to trouble others. Of course, the Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyasha, they made tapas only to get power and strength to demolish all other people and to have their own happiness. That is tapas. But I'm concentrating that I was worried even when I'm preparing video also. I do not want to give that example also. I'm trying my best because Kuppa Vishwanath Sharma was telling all these 6 slokas are concentrated by Krishna only to tell how the Shraddha should be there in respect of body, mind and speech. In tamasic body and tamasic mind and tamasic speech, how it will be. I could not get any example at all. For 2 or 3 days I was thinking. Today, while I am doing my prayer, I got an answer. So I am sharing with you. Can you guess? A tamasic means a drug addict or a drunkard. He comes to you begging for money. Sir, give me, sir. He will prostrate before you. He namaste. Sir, give me some 10 rupees. What for? His aim is to buy a drug or he wants to buy a bottle. So, if you are not giving that, he may hurt you also and take the money. So, this is what the Krishna is telling. So, these are the things. But here, one very good example is that we should not enter into tamasic at all. And very interestingly, Krishna was telling the results he has given for Sattvic and Rajasik. Sattvic results good for himself and good for others. When you teach nicely without any expectation to the students, the satisfaction you get it while going to the sleep is very tremendous. And the students also will be benefited. There is no emotion, there is no kind of things. It is good for all. And Rajasik examples I have given you similarly. It is partly beneficial to him, but lot of agitation and tension to the health and body mind will be disturbed, and results are not assured because you may expect something and you may do many things. Not necessarily you will get the results. So that is the position of that. But what about, you may get results also partly. Sometimes you may not get it. Sometimes you may get by fluke. But coming to tamasic, Krishna was telling very categorically, he didn't say anything about the result. In the 19th sloka, which talks about the tamasic, very interestingly, Kuppa Vishwanath Sharma very clearly and correctly told, he never mentioned about the results. That means there won't be results. What about results? It is destructive to himself and to others. So, no result. That is why one should completely avoid tamasic Shraddha. And you should also, we are all human beings. Directly we cannot have all 100% sattvic. You may have small desires to be fulfilled. That is propelled by rajasic. Okay, do it. But don't always bogged down by rajasic desires alone, which will disturb your body, mind and speech and everything, destroys your energies and time. So you raise above and to the sattvic also slowly. One good example which I wanted to give you is Dhruva. Dhruva in Bhagavatam, because his stepmother told, you cannot sit in the lap of your father because you are not born to me. You go and do tapas to Lord Narayana. You may get the boon to get this kind of result. So he was doing tapas in the initial stages, a 5-year-old boy, only to get the reward of getting affection from his father. That is, he started with a rajasic desire, you may call it, but he ended with sattvic. He got Narayana himself. So the point is, when you are doing a rajasic also in the beginning, slowly it can turn into a bigger things. For example, how to tell you, I was in the bank, as I was telling, one junior was doing excellent service in saving bank counter. He is not bothered about who is the other person, whether it is rich man or poor man, to all the people equally giving. A Maharashtrian lady officer saw, and she happened to be in charge of the home houses allotment, and she told him, why don't you apply for under the sportsman quota for a flat? So what I mean is, when you are working sincerely, people do notice. Your boss will notice, your friends will notice, even the God will notice. That is the ultimate objective. So you don't worry about the result all the time, and do your work sincerely and without expectation. That is the what. And what it develops one-pointed concentration. How one-pointed concentration is explained? How it is to be explained? One-pointed concentration is relevant to the Sattvic. It is not just I am passing a statement. No. Kupa Vishwanath Sharma told this, but to develop that particular point with an example, I will tell you. Suppose you are operating to an important man, and if the operation fails, your reputation is lost, and his sons and children may beat you also. That fear is there to you, and if you perform the operation, you may get some rewards. Your son may get a job because he is a minister. So a lot of anxiety is there in you. So with so many desires you are doing, the concentration is not there. You are operating, but at the same time, if I perform, I may be getting a job for my son, or if I fail, what will happen to me? His son will come and beat me. So with a lot of cross thoughts, your operation, which is supposed to be single pointed, is disturbed. Suppose you are not bothered anything, whether reward or punishment, you are doing it sincerely, whether anybody, whatever it is, then it is one-pointed concentration. One-pointed concentration. One more example, a mundane. Suppose you are playing carom board. You are normally capable of hitting the center red through a cut to the hole. Normally you are capable. Suppose there is a bet of 1,000 rupees on a day. Your family members will be telling, Father, do it properly, do it, 1,000 rupees will come. Now, normally I would have done it, single pointedly. But now so much agitation is involved, so much emotion is involved. That money, if I am going to 1,000 rupees, I may lose it. The children's feelings will be affected. If I entertain all those things, naturally my one-pointed concentration is not there. This is the one-pointed concentration. When I am doing research also, it should be one-pointed. When I am making a video also, this is for God's sake I am doing, not for any likes, dislikes, who subscribed, I am not bothered. It is Krishna's sake, Krishnarpanam. That is what the idea. And so with this there are other things also. This is essentially the concluding part of the Shraddha. Without Shraddha, nothing happens. Krishna mentions in the last but one sloka very effectively, Ashraddaya hutam dattam tavastaptam krutam chayat asadichyate partha nachat tat prayate na yuha. If you do anything ashraddha, without shraddha you do, whether it is a dhanam or work or speech or anything, it is neither accepted by the God, neither in the other world nor in this world. You will not get anything. You will not get anything. If you do it mechanically, any kind of help, nobody likes that kind of help. Mechanically don't do it anything. Everything should be done with Shraddha. Then he said, if for any reasons, if there are any imperfections despite your good intentions, God told, Krishna tells in this particular chapter, by telling Om Tat Sat. Earlier also I mentioned, if you remember, the bad effects, the incompleteness is ward off. So I request all of you to start any program with Om and end with Om Tat Sat. It is Krishnarpanam, not for somebody's sake. It is a very valuable point. While delivering this particular video, 3 or 4 days I had to read again and again and got some more points, and the delay is for my good. I am benefited by this particular Shraddha. Shraddha is essential, whether it is for meditation or for doing your materialistic activities, whatever it is. You have to plan and you have to work and you have to think. The more you think, the more you want to do sincerely, the results will come. May God bless all of you. O Krishna Arpanam.